Welcome back to YILDIZ Readings 5D. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. All the information for bookings is at the end of this video. Yes, we're back for the premiere. A very warm welcome, and I am back next week. Remember to click the bell and subscribe, and do stay tuned for the winner of January 2022's free giveaway. Welcome back, guys. We are here to do the update for the twin flame path. I had to write notes. I'm telling you, I was baffling. I was like, okay, let me just sit here and absorb the information, write down some notes of my psychic downloads and present this to you, because I think we need this to be quite straight to the point at this point in the year. It sounds strange, but it feels like it's the end of the year. Now, the one thing that was coming up is something from the past has come back. And I feel for some either on divine feminine side, and I think it's both actually. Yeah, it is happening on both sides. And yes, that was coming through in a channel message. So I'll need to explain how to get to the root cause of this. Now, number one is things have gone down, and where you're standing, you're wanting this forward movement. Some of you can feel extremely overwhelmed at this point, and it may be either that there has been conflict or just the energy. Some of you might be checking the Schumann resonance. Others of you, this is ascension related, okay? It's ascension and the 3D related. Now, the one thing I was seeing first, and that is for the twin flame path, is feather totem. Now, when we see feathers, we're asked to sit and meditate. And I do feel for some of us, it's almost getting into this lightness, getting into this space where, again, the color of the feather can have another meaning. Which in this occasion, there was sprinkles of black coming through it, which can be to do with protection. Okay, so a lot of you can feel as though you're quite overwhelmed, you're trying to protect yourself, as well as you're trying to meditate upon the best course of action to move forward. That doesn't mean to say that there wasn't conflict. For some of you, there could have been a conflicting situation that arose, or directly you are feeling in conflict mode. Now, I do feel for some of you, you're wanting to move forward, and some of you are considering other options. Others of you, it can be, and you know, really during a Venus retrograde, this is the yucky part of it, okay? We're in shadow phase. Shadow phase, you get all the polarities. You get this, you know, innate feeling of love, and then you get this very heavy bombardment of anger and resentment. So it can really fluctuate, and you've really just got to master moving through that. And the other thing I was seeing is from the 17th, you can sense some sense of forward momentum, but different things can start changing at that point, but we're week by week anyway. But they are showing me from the 17th an event occurring. Separately, I do see that a lot of the base chakra is coming up, and it is a lot to do with lineage. Now, I am sensing for both masculines and feminines, we will talk about your chakras. We'll give you tips on how to keep the communication going, or how to open that channel of communication. And for those of you that aren't in communication, what you can do to actually bridge that gap, because this is a portal we're moving through. It's quite a challenging one, I won't lie to you. Even moving into February, we have a different theme, but it is Mercury retrograde. So we do have a lot, which I did warn everyone who is following me, is that this portal between the next 2 months is a little bit of a tough one, but if you've got the guidance and you know how to navigate it, you'll be able to survive it. So stress less. Now, the next one was butterfly totem. So with butterfly totem, it's asking us to observe the situation where you stand within your twin flame path. There is a transformation, but you may need to deal with it lightly, very gently. That's either with yourself, the circumstance, but there may be a tactical way that you directly need to deal with this circumstance. And I do feel a lot is coming up at the moment relating to behaviors, emotions. Giggle and I were talking during the week, and that was to do with hypersensitivity, PTSD, and how to defuse the wound, which are the videos that I am creating in 2022. So stay tuned for those. Now, when it is a new situation, it's very different. It's the triggers there. We need to go to the traffic light. Traffic light analogy that I use, which is red, angry, scared, mad, you know, however you're feeling. Then we go into the second color, which is yellow, which is we can feel a little bit vulnerable, but we're looking at what we want to do. So acknowledge the feeling, pause for a moment and reflect upon it but don't go into, again, wounded warrior, protectiveness where you avoid things. Okay, so it's not necessarily in the heat of the moment. We can say things we don't really necessarily mean, and then it can be quite conflicting. And I did say in December 2021, we were directly having a little bit of that Mercury retrograde, and it hadn't even hit yet. So it's already playing out right now. So the cross wires, the miscommunication, the misunderstandings, deeply reflective, maybe going back over old wounds, that really can be coming through. The other thing, ironically enough, it's funny because I have mentioned 2021 quite a bit, and we're in 2022. Why is that coming up? Now, the one thing I was being shown is that I kept seeing repeating fives, but it wasn't in the current tense. And that what was being shown to me is there was directly forward movement. There was a decision, and this was either from a spiritual point of view, divine feminine felt that they were directly going to have movement, had made some decisions to do with their twin flame path. Throat chakra's coming up really bad. I do feel a lot of them are wanting to communicate with you. If communication did come in, and not everything has been said. Cross wires have occurred. A behavior has come up. The other thing that is shown to me is it is due to the fact that something that was going on in 2021 hasn't dissolved yet. So it's coming up right now, and it's on both parties' sides of the fence where it's being remolded, reshaped, and a decision is made based on it. So I do feel for some of you, you can feel very under pressure, very tested, concerned, worried, because the frequency is coming through of a decision. Some of you can really feel this is a very permanent decision, and that can be causing some sense of angst. Others of you are feeling, just the sheer distortion and saying, hey, we just can't do this behavior anymore. And I do feel that a collective consciousness point of view, with both Venus retrograde in Capricorn, which Capricorn is very strict. It's like, right, can't I condone this sense of behavior? Can't I behave in this fashion? So it's very, we may do something and then go, oh crap, what have I done? And it's very strict, but it can be very testing, trying to dissolve those old patterns, and they are coming up for everyone collectively. Now, I am saying for the masculines and for the feminines, there are a lot of blasts from the past energy coming up. And again, I'm seeing from 2021, it's kind of sifted over to 2022. And this point in the matrix is where we can see the ugly in situations. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that if the divine masculine has been directly communicating with the karmic, that's where it stands. It may be, in fact, that they still are in those rose glasses, and it depends on how you directly are communicating with them. If there's that tension point and both parties are butting heads, we very quickly need to resolve that conflict so we can be open and move into it quite gently, articulate that you need to go quite slow. And if you keep that channel of communication going, once it opens up again, that's where you can have that momentum. Others of you, if you have, again, not had communication, the energy is still there nevertheless. I do feel at the moment divine feminine is in warrior princess mode. And that's, some of you may have already worked through it. Some of you may still be working through it. So the warrior princess energy, and yes, I'm going to get into the card reading. It's whereby you need to go into your yin-yang state. We are in a number 1 month. Getting into the yin-yang state, we do need to keep quite grounded. Now, some of you may be exhibiting divine masculine energy to extremes, and that can be if you're feeling triggered, if you're coming out of your emotional body and it is becoming projectile. It is where we need to stop and listen and journal and say, okay, what's coming up? How can I directly look at this? I do feel it's kind of split at the moment in the twin flame path, and I am sensing there's a very firm standpoint that both parties are being asked by their guides to make a decision or react in a certain way. And this is to have this movement forward. So both parties at the moment are feeling extremely overwhelmed. And it's funny because this is the Devil card in Tarot. It's in reverse. and Venus is currently in Capricorn. Now, in the past position, we have conflict. Some of you were hoping and feeling that the conflict was in the past. Some of you still may be trying to work on really sifting that out and getting rid of it. And I do feel, however it's happening on both sides of the fence, if there was conflict, I feel Divine Feminine is at the space that they want to move forward. I feel within this connection, there's this conflicting energy. I do feel it's almost like you're trying to negotiate with yourself. And look, it's not that all of you are having direct conflict with your twin flame, but it can be that there's this overwhelm, and you're just trying to keep grounded. Just because we go into union or reunion, it doesn't mean, and even communication, that suddenly we just puff the magic dragon, all the wounds are gone. They're there. But we're learning directly to master them so that we can have an intellectual conversation with another person without being triggered. And that's the importance of doing that work. So I do feel this conflict, either that we have within or is directly relating to the past, it does appear to be still present to a degree in which we are trying to cycle out. What is this relating to please? What is it? Oh, feels so heavy. Just so heavy, I tell you. Yeah, it's to do with love. Now, for some of you, this can be a third-party energy. This can be the weight and the responsibility. I do feel there's something to do with this connection. Some of you can have conflict feeling, okay, do I need to be extremely rational? What would be the right path? Some of you may be entertaining, do I go left? Do I go right? It's like those New Year's resolutions we make, Too many. Yeah, the New Year's resolutions, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Don't be a gunner, be a doer. Okay. I feel that you don't want any nasty surprises. Some of you could actually be looking at a soulmate because you don't want the surprises. Others of you, if you were on the fence, maybe you were in a karmic relationship, the decision you're making is you're wanting it to be brute force clear. You're wanting it to be, okay, I sense this energy. I had a great chat the other day to one of my dear friends relating to their twin flame path. And such a lot of the twins I'm directly working with at the moment have either had forward movement, and I do have twins that are already in union, which they have been for a little bit. When you come into it, like I said, it doesn't mean that you're all perfect and everything's fine. You've done a lot of bloody work on yourself, but there's almost this need at the moment where you're saying to yourself, look, I don't want any unnecessary surprises. I want to know what I'm buying into. And I think if that's been the case and communication came in, for those of you that did have conflict with your twin, I think you're now, you're trying to calm down and you're trying to look at this quite objectively. I do feel that, the mind can be great, but the mind can be a battlefield. So the mind at the moment, you're going to extremes, right? There's these extremities coming through, and it can be to do with your value system, and it's all what's up in the head at the moment. It's one, the subjects relating to the past are coming up, of betrayals and love. The other is to do with this connection, but you're wanting something that you directly can anticipate. And if a person changes, you want the situation to change, but then the fair base frequency is if they do change, how do you directly navigate that? Some of you are worried that just as you're about to let go, you feel like you're going to turn the corner and bang, they're going to be there and you've already moved on. So again, this push-pull dynamic and this monkey mind we have going on at the moment is causing a great deal of angst. Whatever your values are, some of you can get to a point where you're looking at your values and thinking, does that mean that if I have this new value system that I'm unlovable? And I feel it's more a conditioning that we're moving through at the moment. In the heart of it, you really do want a new beginning. Some of you maybe wanted children with your twin. Some of you are aware of a karmic. Perhaps this karmic is a female that has children, or perhaps your twin has children, but there's something to do with another person and the energy that was given to another individual. I feel what is coming through is some of you may have had a direct conversation with your twin. They've explained what's gone down to a degree. You can sense that they're quite overwhelmed. You know, many of them are directly feeling a deep, deep love for you. Again, it does depend on where you are in the journey, but I'm sensing that some of you may know about a situation that went down in a karmic relationship. This may be told to you if it hasn't been already. I do feel, even though you're feeling quite positive, it's also stressing you. It's like, okay, how long is this going to take? Because sometimes we receive communication, we get the map and the plan. If we can go with that, that's great. If we can't, and that time frame that was either stated or negotiated is not to our liking, it can cause frustrations, and that's where it's really important to navigate and have that self-mastery. This stress that's coming up, again, there is this logic, and I feel it's coming through in Divine Feminine's heart, is that we have to be strong in order to get the star, right? We're going to be strong. And that's moving into masculinity. It's letting go is the key. It's, okay, I don't need to steer this ship. I need to create those boundaries, and I need to state my case. But I feel a lot are left and right. It's like a left and right. We're at the T section of the road. What are we going to do? Something has come in. I do feel for some of you the movement was there, and then bang, suddenly it's stopped and it's shifted. And I feel whatever this shift is, I have pulled clarifiers relating to where this is coming from. For some, it feels there's an immaturity. Okay, this word keeps coming up. I'm going to have to do an in the dark. I'm not going to say it here. I'll say it in the members hub. It's something to do with intimate relations. Nothing terrible, feminine, so don't stress. But I do get this vibe that it happened too quick. Okay, we're going to be politically correct. It happened too quick, and then bang, suddenly it went backwards. This was to help both parties here clear an energy. I do feel there was an offer, but the person is being choppy and hot and cold. So it is causing paranoia inside this connection. I do feel a person from the past has come back. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are directly reconciling with this person. But for some, they know who this person is, but it's not over yet. Okay? It's not over yet. I do feel they're trying to find a way to prepare their foundation so that they directly can provide for you. That's really interesting. Some sense of information is coming to you very quickly. I do feel some friends maybe are telling you things. You're continuing and attempting to do the work, but I do feel gossip is getting through the grapevine. This could make you feel like you're going a 360. Some of you, the plan was to be with you prior to Christmas. They know that this has hurt you. They know that this is where the triggers are coming from. The change in plans has altered Divine Masculine's journey, but it's changing, okay? They're changing the way it's going. It is transforming. You're going to need to have faith in this process. I know it's a tough one, but I feel a karmic energy has come back, and I don't feel that's at an intimate level. I'll just be honest with you, but there's something playing out with this individual. I do feel for some of you could feel there's some sneaky behavior going on. There's something hidden. I do feel you're getting gossip. And it's like it was all full steam ahead, and then bang, brakes went on. Now, in the external, and what is going on right now is in the humanistic experience, Divine Feminine has a karmic lesson. And this sounds really weird. You're probably going to get attacked for this. How do I explain it? Masculine, something on the 3D is happening. And it's always linked, right? Feminines are passing through a test, so it can feel karmic-y, okay? once you clear that energy inside you and you say, this doesn't resonate with me, or I'm not going to allow that to trigger me, and you move forward without attachment and mapping the plan, this is where that cord to that physical cycle of 2021 is gone. But you need to pass it. Now, there is conflict between both of you. And it's something that we keep battling inside ourselves. And for masculine, it's an energy they had battled is coming up. What will be moved behind us? Having to take a very critical eye onto the situation, but also learning a lesson. Once that's done, it's energy. We're back to the energy vibration. I'm seeing the 1-400. It's moving into alignment, and then you can have some forward momentum. But there appears to be a blockage coming up here at the moment. In the heart, yes, this was what I was seeing. Okay, feminines and masculines. Masculines know psychologically a situation is driving them crazy, right? Feminines are having a situation with the heart where we're detangling the belief that this is going to go on forever, because I feel many feminines have felt that, you know, it's almost like Omeran, icebox where my heart used to be. It's like dusting it off and knowing that you're not used goods, knowing that you have, you're allowed to have love. Some of you are holding it, but you have a belief to do with love coming up. But it's funny, it's based on your heart's open, your heart's pure, right? But your head is operating from the heart, and it's not the same. So there is something to do with your mind mastery and not getting attached to false stories. Some of you are mad that you put your heart on the shelf for so long. But it wouldn't have mattered whether it was on the shelf or in your body. That process of healing is still there nevertheless. So even if you had said, okay, I need to move towards acceptance, even in the theoretical waiting game, which generally we're not actually waiting, we're generally healing, it's still doing the same thing, you know, it's still going to feel crappy. I feel the key here is to allow the masculine to be the masculine. There could be a legal situation going on. But there has been a change of plans, and this is surrounding the date. Let's pull a clarifier. What's this to do with? For some of you feel there's, you know, if they were single, it feels like there's third-party energy. Some of you are feeling that they actually are not valuing you. Yeah. Some of you are mad. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like, look, if it makes you happy, why the hell are you so sad? Is it Sheryl Crow? You are presuming that this person is potentially having a lot of fun somewhere else. I don't feel this person's having a lot of fun. I do feel this person is going through some spiritual demons. I do feel this person needed to slow down for a minute. And I see that you also do need to slow down, but it's in the heart. It's like just allow whatever is coming up to come up. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of heart chakra. You could feel that, look, very separately, I do feel for some of you there's other things going on that is directly impacting and affecting the rest of life, point blank zero. There is a lot of chemistry here, but I feel there's a bit of chastity too. I feel for a lot of twins it can be that they're choosing not to. Even though we have Venus in Capricorn and it's hanky-panky, it's like it can be very leveled up, very traditional, very strict. Again, we do have the butterfly totem. I feel we need to move into lightness. I would do a guided meditation and go into the heart center for feminines and do a third eye clearing. I will go into the extension and we're going to see what else is coming up for the blockages and what you need to know. If you want to join us, the link is below. Otherwise, listen to the rest of the video. See you during the week, and I'll see you for the live next week. If you haven't clicked the bell and subscribed, I'd love to see you. Come date me, as I say, on YouTube. And for 2022, we have a lot more new content. Romance reads, twin flame updates. Yes, we have the Members Hub online, so come through and join us. And giveaways. Very separately, 2 channels being launched, as well as the membership hub on my website. So please click the bell. I'll see you soon, and come and join us for the lives and the super chats. Any questions, DM me.